be playing later on, as we just showed you, against Stanford. Ready to go. Hannah DeBeer will start things off. Louisville in their road black uniforms. Pitt Panthers in front of a standing room only crowd here at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. Emma Monks will start things out. Number 9, Emma Monks, a very important transfer from Michigan State. Valeria Vasquez-Gomez, a vitally important, solid all-around player. Aiko Jones off the top of the block in a very, I said, important kill. How can an important kill come this early in a match? But I think it is for Aiko Jones of Louisville.
And it's an important kill because it was in system. You got to get Aiko Jones for Louisville going early, but in the right scenarios.
Aiko Jones has been struggling so far in this tournament, hitting well under 150. Here's Elena Scott, the outstanding, what will be All-American libero, and you just saw exactly why. Scott out of Louisville, a 5'9" junior, was an All-American last year. That is her 29th ace so far on the year. Actually shortchanged her a little bit. It's 32. She had 28 aces in the last 5-set match here in Pittsburgh. Down the line and out of bounds. That missed by Olivia Babcock, who had only 2 hitting errors in a wonderful performance on Thursday. A dominating performance by Pitt over Washington State.
And you're going to see Rachel Fairbanks do that a lot. She takes risks, so she's going to find Olivia Babcock for Pittsburgh wherever she can to get some offense.
Stafford with a perfect pass, right back to Babcock. Kicks something off the floor and then ripping into the cross court. Good start. Charity Looper, 5'9" junior out of Dallas, Texas, the transfer from UCLA. Like DeBeer, had a big night against Creighton, 20 kills on 44 swings. Working on Stafford, overpass is there, and that's going to be a net violation. That's a break for Pittsburgh. Kara Cressy at 6'6", got to put that ball away.
The contact point was there for Kara Cressy. She just followed through a little bit too much, obviously being in a net violation.
It looks like Louisville, as far as the example of Elena Scott, is going to be targeting Tori Stafford, the outstanding 6'2" freshman out of Torrance, California. All ACC freshman team, played for the United States under-19. Here is Kat Flood out of Wilmette, Illinois. 3 aces on the night on Thursday against Washington State. Best 3 out of 5 sets for a trip to Tampa, which is pretty nice this time of year. Looper very conservative there. Wow.
Wow. If they're going to call that early, then it's going to be a long match.
Do not double contact when you're giving a free ball. Where's the advantage? I do not like that call.
So now we know they're going to call this match very, very tight if we're getting doubles.
And in that scenario, you're giving Pittsburgh a free ball. Do not like that call. In system, perfect pass, and Cressy is roofed. Chiamaka Wokolo, the graduate student out of Columbus, Ohio, been here in Pittsburgh for a long time. Tied at 4.
And Wokolo said she wanted all of that. A little bit of a trap set by Ellie Glock for Louisville to Kara Cressy. Needs to be higher, but Wokolo is going to be all over that all match.
Rachel Fairbanks and Ellie Glock, the 2 setters respectively. Incredibly important, the decisions they make. Nice save defensively by the Panthers. And really good hustle by Pitt, but Aiko Jones, number 15 in white, another very important kill. 6'2" grad student out of Kingston, Jamaica. 9 of 24, had a couple of aces the other night against Creighton, and she will go back to serve. 35th meeting all time between these 2 fine programs. Louisville leading with 19 wins. Good serve and keeping it on Stafford. Fairbanks kept the ball off the floor. Looper ripping into the cross court.
That free ball taken over by Pittsburgh could have easily been the same call that we saw against Charity Looper in that double contact. but Louisville taking care of the ball, transition offense, getting Looper the ball on the left side.
Jones again, 6'4" is the advantage for the Cardinals. Every serve so far to Stafford, and she's been pretty good in serve receive. And now each of the outstanding freshmen has missed a shot out of bounds, but there was a touch off the top of the block, and give Tori Stafford, as mentioned, out of Torrance, California, number 12 recruit overall. Outstanding recruiting class. Stafford along with Olivia Babcock again. 15 of 26, hit 500 against Washington State. A very good, very big Washington State team on Thursday night. DeBeer is passing right on target. And Looper, the recipient of a perfect set one-on-one.
And you're seeing a little bit of guessing, I feel, on the side of Pittsburgh to understand that Charity Looper is going to go off. She's going to get her balls in system. But to leave a single block, got to dive a little bit further in there if you want to stop that angle.
There is number 4, Looper, on a match here on November 18th. She had 24 kills. DeBeer looking to go high hands and just missed it out of bounds. I'm going to take a little breath as far as the officiating is concerned. You know, well, I am. Well, no. I said that was a bad call. I'm going to see how this plays out, but I do not, and neither does anybody else, want the officials to be a factor in this match. I'm just going to take a breath and see how it plays out. Nice play on the slide. Scott right on the sideline. Good decision. That ball was in and tucked down inside by Cressy. Remember, Jen, when we talked to Danny Busboom-Kelly yesterday, so we want to get our middles going. We don't want to be so left side dependent, particularly at the beginning of this match. Why would that be her strategy?
That would be her strategy because there's a little bit more real estate in the middle of the court, not just having offense come from the hands of the middle, Cressy and PK for Louisville, but just dominating in the middle of the court. You see that first tempo offense working well for Louisville up front.
Back row attack, but just over the 3-meter line. So that is the first back row attack. And Tori Stafford with the unforced error.
And that was another break for Louisville because there was 0 block available for Tori Stafford coming out of that pipe.
Kara Cressy, 6'6", redshirt sophomore out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 5 in the nation at hitting efficiency at .442. They are serving Stafford every ball. DeBeer off the edge of the block and down.
Right now, it's all Louisville, the energy, the momentum, and it's starting from the service line. That's the difference that I'm seeing today for these Louisville Cardinals.
Louisville has been better in serve and also better in receive than have been the Pitt Panthers, the number 1 seed. 10-6. Just absolutely ripped by Cressy. That might have been outside the antenna. The linesman thought it was inside. The Grand Kong, again, another ball to a middle attacker.
But notice the difference. Cressy does a beautiful job of running that slide. You give PK of Louisville a high ball on that right pin, she's going to terminate.
4-0 run. Timeout, Pitt. Yeah, and the numbers bear it out. Right now, Louisville is out-receiving Pittsburgh by a wide margin, and one of the keys was slowing down the Pittsburgh back row attack. So far, they are 0 for 2. Babcock is stopped again. Kara Cressy is doing some serious damage from the service line. We've seen that before, and you have. Living in Louisville, you've seen her serve some absolute scud missiles right over the top of the tape.
The length of Kara Cressy allows for a very different perspective. That ball goes way down quick and hard.
That's a good run. That is a really good run. Cressy served 4 times. She got the advantage out to 12-6 before missing that. Take me over to the Pittsburgh side. What has been their problem early on?
Well, Paul, we've talked about it. How are these freshmen for Pittsburgh, phenomenal freshmen nonetheless, how are they going to rise to the occasion? Because they've met these familiar foes in Louisville during conference play. But the lights are brighter. There's some different type of pressure. They need to settle into this match right now.
There's Dylan Griffin, 5'8" sophomore out of Foothill Ranch, California. Very good left-handed server. Oh, what a block. The Grand Kong. Really good start by the middles for Louisville, both offensively and defensively.
And we talked about it, Paul. Defense starts at the service line, and it makes it very difficult when you are struggling in serve receive like Pittsburgh is to get some offense going. That ball a little bit predictable. PK for Louisville was there to receive it.
Ellie Glock, 6-foot redshirt sophomore out of Wahoo, Nebraska, a transfer from USC. Done a wonderful job at the setting position, as does Looper defensively. Vasquez Gomez, number 2 in white, ripping that ball. What a good set that time by Fairbanks, creating a one-on-one.
And Fairbanks, I don't believe, has been able to get into the rhythm of the game because of the stress that Louisville has put on the service line and that serve receive opportunity.
There is Rachel Fairbanks, 6-foot junior out of Tustin, California, the ACC setter of the year. Ran a 6.2 last year, but it's all in her hands this season. Tough chance for De Beer, just rolling that ball in play. Good block touch. De Beer again, well off the net. Pittsburgh ahead in the point, one-on-one again, and nicely done. Both setters doing a good job. I think you made a very good point about Fairbanks. The passing was so subpar for Pittsburgh, she couldn't really get a feel. It was just back row or high to the left side, but now she's starting to run an offense. And
it is because her offense, the way that she runs it, is phenomenal. She keeps the blockers of her opponents guessing, and that's what's happening right now for Louisville. 13-9 is the Louisville lead. Tough serve. That cleared the top of the tape by a millimeter. What's smaller than a millimeter? A nanometer.
Very, very tough serve. 22nd ace on the year so far for Fairbanks.
Just watch how slow this serve comes over, and then it just drops. The ball deflates at the last second.
That one going deep. And it looks like, to me anyway, and I'll ask you, Jen, does it look like body language-wise has Pittsburgh settled in a little bit?
Oh, both of these teams were ready. I think that Pittsburgh was ready from jump. It was just that Louisville was doing a phenomenal job of serving. So now that they've settled into this match, it should be a battle. I'll give you the hitting efficiency numbers after this point. Continuing to put pressure on Stafford, and that was a perfect pass. Dug by Scott. Might have been going out of bounds. Maybe there was a micro touch. Monks again, Elena Scott. Ball set a little bit too tight. That's a setting mistake, and Looper at 5'9", having to face some very big blockers in white. And here you see, as you said, that ball set against the large block of Olivia Babcock and Emma Monks for Pittsburgh. Yeah, you cannot do that if you're Ellie Glock. That was a long rally. And now maybe the momentum coming to Valeria Vasquez Gomez, 6'1" graduate senior out of Puerto Rico, is really, really having a good senior year. Perfect pass. Hebron Khan. Do you say it or do I say it? Do not set the libero. Serve. Do not serve her. Can't set her. That's against the rules. Well, Elena Scott, second-team All-American last year in the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, wearing number 19 in the libero jersey. Back to serve. The lead is 4. That's a mistake to the libero. Oh, what a blocking move by Iko Jones. And a beautiful read by Scott. The transition setting to the left side right now for Louisville, not perfect. To Babcock again. Stafford down the line. Tori Stafford, number 4 in white. These two freshmen. Olivia Babcock, we're going to get you her numbers. She is really struggling so far. She is 0 for 6 with 2 errors. Remember, a record-setting performance on Thursday against Washington State, 15 of 26 with 2 errors, hit 500. That's the 4th best mark ever in Pittsburgh history in an NCAA tournament match, and I guarantee you all the other 3 were middle blockers. She's the only one hitting on the pin. And even when Louisville's first meeting in October, she hit at a .030. Iko Jones. Really good news if you're a Louisville fan for number 15 in black to get off to a good start. Annie Busboom-Kelly telling us that was a very important part of their game plan. And this is the scenarios that you want to set a right side like Iko Jones. Perfect situation, good balls passed, getting her in the offense early.
Keeping the pressure on Stafford. Tough set inside chance for Louisville in transition. DeBeer out of the back row. Good ball control by Scott. Again, not a perfect set to the left side. When we're talking about transition setting or the opportunity there out to Looper, what do you want as a left side hitter?
You have got to get into a window where the ball can travel. Right now, it stops for Ellie Glock, and it's a trap set because it leaves it in the hands, all four hands, I should say, of the blockers for Pittsburgh. Gotta leave some room to go around that block. Louisville,
quite honestly, has missed some opportunities here to even extend this lead and put this first set away. That ball missed out of bounds by Babcock, who had a handful of aces as Looper will go back to the line. Looper now 3 of 9.
And you got to remember, Ellie Glock of Louisville has an option in the back row, so she does not always have to force that ball to the left side, because I'm sure Anna DeBeer is ready, waiting to get a ball.
Well, she ripped a ball. It's just that Fairbanks dug it perfectly. Off the edge. Chiamaka Wokolo able to get that ball away from the middle blocker. That is number 13, Cressy, for Louisville, 17-14.
And Wokolo for Pittsburgh is someone that I would love to see get the ball a little bit more often than she does. She's so experienced out of the middle. She can make some damage happen.
Well, you know it as an All-American middle blocker. She has to have her teammates pass well. Here is Stafford off the top of the tape, out of system swing for DeBeer. Pretty good set. Dug by Stafford. Cressy on the slide unloads.
I absolutely love the decision by Ellie Glock not to pull Cressy to that right head. She teardrops it right behind her block, going down the seam for Cressy for that kill.
Remember, Cressy went on a very nice scoring run at the service line, taking some time, taking some breaths. Another very good serve. Good transition set and better result.
Pittsburgh just right now has zero answer for all of the power that's coming from the side of Louisville. Their lowest in efficiency for the match, they're at a 107. Again, Olivia Babcock still hitting in the negative, has not had her first kill of the match.
Griffin back on to serve. Good dig by Vasquez Gomez, but that's going to be a net violation for Grand Kong. Had a couple of those there for Louisville, so now it's 19-16.
Anna DeBeer there for Louisville just got a little bit excited, but Emma Monks was there and present, really, really being physical at the net for Pittsburgh.
Just want to remind everybody, these are the same two teams that played in Omaha in last year's national semifinal. It was Louisville coming out on top 3-2. Lots of slide and lots of success. Right now, Louisville is executing the game plan that Danny Busboom Kelly told us yesterday in practice to a T.
And I said it in the beginning before this match started. Middle production sets the tone, either first tempo or out of the middle for Louisville to have some more real estate on the court, and it's been phenomenal so far. 8
attempts already for Kong and Kara Cressy. That is a really good sign for Louisville. Nicely done off the edge of the block. And Tori Stafford, the outstanding freshman out of Southern California, wearing number 4 in white for Pittsburgh. She struggled in reception for about the first 8 or 9 or 10 points of this match. She's dialed in. This is a really solid young performer, outside hitter, playing 6 rotations.
Of the 18 balls that Pittsburgh as a team has received, she's taken 10 of them. So they're really IDing her on that serve.
Combination play to Iko Jones.
That's what we were talking about, Paul. Out of the middle, not necessarily always being from a middle attacker. You see Iko Jones taking that high 2 ball for success.
Jones a perfect 4 for 4, and also thanks to a perfect pass from Anna DeBeer. 21-17, opening set. Valeria Vasquez Gomez, what an improvement. Really good all-around volleyball player. She was known as someone who sort of had this huge toolbox. She covered, she dug the ball, she served well, but now she's hitting 275 on the year, 50 points higher than last year. Still time for Pitt, standing room only crowd. And a service winner, not an ace. twice. But just like that, Pittsburgh back within 2 and maybe a timeout from Louisville. That was a very, very good serve. Pinpointed at Looper. Yep, timeout. Danny Busboom-Kelly, I thought so. Coach Busboom-Kelly, phenomenal playing career at
into right front.
Dan Fisher told us yesterday at practice that this was their best scoring rotation. A couple of opportunities for Babcock and Stafford to man the pins defensively for the Panthers. Coming out of the timeout. Really good pass because that serve was tough. Block deflection. Klicka tracks it down. And a kill in transition for Olivia Babcock.
This is where we might see Olivia Babcock go off. Again, the best point-scoring rotation for Pittsburgh. But look at the chase and the ability for Rachel Fairbanks to push that ball to that right side for her freshman.
Magnificent dig by the libero, Emmy Klicka, out of Novelty, Ohio. Wearing the dark blue jersey. Iko Jones again. Iko Jones, still a perfect 5 for 5, and the lead now is 22-20. Dan Fisher not happy that his block hasn't moved in against Jones.
There will be an adjustment. Don't get it twisted, Paul. Pittsburgh will make those adjustments. This is only the first step.
Well, Emma Monks, who Dan Fisher, his hire was to her, the transfer from Michigan State, is the single season record holder for blocks at Pittsburgh at 156 after she had 5 the other night. Olivia Babcock again.
Anything you can do, Iko Jones, I could do better, says Olivia Babcock right there. We talk about the adjustment on that block, but Olivia Babcock takes that same angle and finds success.
Certainly a contender for National Freshman of the Year along with her teammate Tori Stafford. There are at least 6 or 8 very deserving freshmen around the country, 3 of them starring for Nebraska. The lead has been as many as 6. It is down to 1. Do not serve the libero, you pay the price. Kat Flood is a very good server, but that is a game plan mistake.
I can only and safely assume she was trying to serve the seam between Charity Looper and Anna DeBeer, but the contact and the consistency has to be there because you do not want that to happen again.
Another very productive freshman wearing number 25 in white, Reese Robbins, a 6'5" freshman out of Mansfield, Texas. She's 18 of 32 so far in the tournament and has blocked a lot of balls. Outside to Stafford, very good set. Oh, there's the block. Big time Rufin, 6'5", 6'6".
Oh, and they are going to get a net violation.
Oh, wow. We're going to have our first challenge. Each team starts the match with 2 challenges, and as long as you are correct, you have others. There's ball up or down, and there's also ball up or down and also 4 contacts. Coach Busboom-Kelly wants an explanation. Not the fault of Robbins. She just never felt it.
Absolutely. And I call Reese Robbins for Louisville the super sub because you know what? She came in and did her job, albeit jersey in the net or not. That's what you're supposed to do when you come off the bench at a crucial point.
The right call, a huge break for Pittsburgh. It would have been 24-21. Now we're talking a 1-point advantage.
But now you got the Cardinals a little bit upset.
Well, they better not be. They got to focus on this serve reception from Babcock. And she's got a really good jump serve. Out of bounds. Just missed it. Just missed it. So far, Babcock, who struggled early, she started 0 for 6, is now 2 of 8 with 2 errors, hitting 0 as a team. Pittsburgh is hitting .265. Louisville hitting .314. Set point number 1 now for Aiden Bartlett out of Leavenworth, Kansas, a 5'7" senior. 5 aces on the year, has played a very important defensive specialty role for this Louisville team for a number of years. Oh, just out of bounds. Wow. Woo. Almost called it. Wow. Everybody thought that there was an ace. There was even a huge gasp when that ball was let go. Just out by the smallest of margins. Set point number 2.
Vasquez Gomez wiping a little bit of sweat off of her brow because that went straight to her.
Here is Stafford. DeBeer unloads. A very easy, conservative serve right in the lap of Elena Scott. That is like warm-up volleyball. We're about to start set number 2 here in Pittsburgh. These 2 teams, of course, played twice in the regular season, both winning at home. the one at Louisville. The Louisville Cardinals won very, very easily that match, 25-21, 25-23, 25-22. It was a different story here in Pittsburgh. Louisville went up 2-0, and then Pittsburgh came back in a reverse sweep to win it 3-2, 17-15 in the fifth, and Louisville had 4 swings to win the match. 1 in the third set for the sweep, and 3 more in the fifth set, all by Anna DeBeer. Valeria Vasquez-Gomez doing a nice job offensively. Tori Stafford had 4 kills. Vasquez-Gomez, now that's her 4th on 7 swings. Emma Monk has 3. But Olivia Babcock, who looked like a first-team All-American as a freshman last night, has been off to a tough start, but she did get it going towards the end of that first set.
And she got it going because Rachel Fairbanks was able to do her job for Pittsburgh and setting up the offense.
DeBeer is aced. Vasquez-Gomez can help your team in so many ways. That is her 30th ace on the year. Second team All-ACC. Her last match in Pittsburgh, a senior graduate, redshirt senior out of Puerto Rico. Good serve. Dan Fisher is standing right in front of us, so I didn't get a very good look at that tap down by Tori Stafford, and now Pittsburgh up to the quick lead.
Vasquez-Gomez really serving these seams between Charity Looper, forcing Anna DeBeer to take that pass.
Working on DeBeer again, comes back with a very workable pass, and Aiko Jones still perfect, 6 for 6.
Pittsburgh definitely came out way more aggressive behind that service line, really executing and going, serving who they're meant to serve to.
Nice pass by Stafford. And on the receiving end again, dug by DeBeer. Smart shot by Looper. Stafford with a saving stab. Stafford with a block, doing everything in this particular rally. Right side, missed out of bounds by Babcock, asking for a touch right in front of us. I don't think there was one.
And that ball for Olivia Babcock just reached way too far to her right side. She tried to bring it back in because she could not go line in that attempt.
Babcock still very, very new to volleyball. Didn't start playing until she was 15. Prior to that, she was a soccer goalie. Was really developed in a hurry. Stafford is really playing well. Gets blocked here, but producing in many, many different phases. That ball off the edge of the block and into the antenna. That is point possession to Louisville, and another kill for Kara Cressy. And look at the opportunities. Pagran Kong, wearing number 10, is a perfect 3 for 3. Cressy now is 4 for 8. That's 11 swings by the middles.
Taking a lot of pressure off of the left side for Louisville, utilizing DeBeer and Looper as an out-of-system opportunity.
That ball just out of bounds, and you add the production of Aiko Jones to that, to the middles. You know that when this match is over, Charity Looper and Anna DeBeer will have hit the most balls. That's just the way it's going to work out. But right now, game plan for Louisville has been excellent. And Pittsburgh has settled right down, as you pointed out, with Kat Flood there, had 3 aces on Thursday, better from the service line, but particularly better in reception. Working on DeBeer. What a stab. Flood with a dig. Transition opportunity now for Louisville, out of the back row. And blocked. Chiamaka Wokolo one-on-one against DeBeer.
You love to see it. Chiamaka Wokolo only has 2 total attempts, but she's doing it from the defensive end. You see that she sets up a great opportunity for transition offense for Pittsburgh, and then you get her in a single block. Execute, delivers.
Flood again. Cressy, timing wasn't quite there, but when you're 6'6", you can hang and then snap it off the edge of the block, working against Tori Stafford. Nice kill that time by Kara Cressy. Mentioned that she was number 5 in the country at hitting efficiency, hit 442 coming in. That would set her a lot as well if I had the opportunity. Every 10 swings, she scores 4.5 points. Stafford had a system and missed it just long. Really good swing. Really high-level swing, but just missed long. Looking for a touch off the top of the block.
I'm really looking for a little bit more pop from Stafford's approach. It's a little bit slow. Maybe she's aiming long, but sometimes that ball's got to be whipped down.
Keeping the pressure on Stafford. Babcock.
Just like that.
Yeah, one-on-one. And Babcock's going to win that most of the time. She's had some unforced errors. And remember, thinking back to the opening round of this tournament, Olivia Babcock really struggled. She was 5 for 23 with 8 errors. That was against Coppin State. No, excuse me, that was in the second round against USC. And Dan Fisher stayed with her, and she turned things around. Good transition set. De Beer going high off hands. That off Wokolo.
But talk about a big block Pittsburgh just put up. Wokolo did a beautiful job there. Rachel Fairbanks is front row now as well. So I'd look for her to be a little bit more aggressive for Pittsburgh.
First set was won by Louisville, 25-23. They led 11-6. Pittsburgh got all the way right back into it. The difference was 1. Wokolo is dug. Stafford one-on-one. That's the kind of heat you're looking for.
That's the power that I'm looking for on that left pin from Stafford. At times, in the beginning of this match, she was placing the ball, really trying to execute, but that was just a kill right there.
Right now, Louisville siding out at 68%, Pittsburgh at 63%. 6 ties so far here in the second set. Best 3 out of 5 for a chance to play for the national championship in Tampa next week. Championship will be on ABC for the very first time. Bergon Kong. Boy, the middles continue to roll out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Hit 306 on the year. Didn't get a lot of action in that 5-setter against Creighton. That was a tough, long match. Only 11 attempts and had 4 kills. She did have 4 blocks. Here is Ellie Glock. Very easy serve. Can't be saved. Good block on the outside by Aiko Jones along with Kong.
And you say that may be an easy serve, but that was strategy. You've got to take out Vasquez Gomez because she's on that left pin and she's hot. So you're trying for Louisville to make the offense a little bit predictable on the side of Pitt, and that's just what happened.
Same thing again, a little bit of a shank pass out to Vasquez Gomez and hit it out of bounds into the antenna. So working on Vasquez Gomez, number 2 in white, a little bit, and to good advantage. Vasquez Gomez now just 4 of 10 with 3 errors. 3-0 run for Louisville.
Right now, Pittsburgh has both Babcock and Stafford in the back row, so this is a difficult rotation for Pittsburgh to get some offense out of.
Maybe on the pipe. Yep, there it is. Yeah, real difficult.
Real difficult. You got to set your back row. Got to set your back row in this scenario because you've got Wokolo, who has that first tempo transition offense going behind the center. You've got Vasquez, but then you got Babcock coming out of the back.
You see Babcock, after the ball was passed, clapping her hands, demanding the ball. And Pittsburgh in women's college volleyball these days is very unique. All 3 of their pin hitters, both outsides, Stafford, Vasquez Gomez, and their opposite Babcock. They never come out for defensive subs. They all play 6 rotations. Anna De Beer off the top of the head, I think, of Rachel Fairbanks. 11-8 is the advantage. De Beer's numbers right now. She's 5 of 16. She too has been struggling a little bit in the struggle's not the right word, but she's hitting below her season average. On the season, De Beer hits at 250 and on the tournament 189.
I think this is the rotation we'll see Rachel Fairbanks be a little bit more aggressive, but she's got to get that ball closer to the net.
Vasquez Gomez, really beautiful set to the outside. Very, very good tempo from Fairbanks, who will go back to serve.
And Vasquez Gomez has a little bit of a roundhouse swing, but she finds the seam of that block.
Very similar to Brazil's Gabi Guimarães, very much roundhouse. Here is Fairbanks, setter of the year in the ACC. The 6th meeting between these 2 teams in a year. Through the block and down once again for Babcock. Little doubt where that ball was going.
get Babcock going. Right now, she's got 4 kills, 3 errors. So the more opportunities that she has in the front row, setting her up for success.
An end zone look, see the service pressure. And oh, tough serve, but pretty well handled by Scott. Klicka with a magnificent dig. That's good. That's a good call on the lift. That's a good call. We didn't like the first one, but remember I took a breath?
Yep.
That was a long, that very quick double call when it was a free ball was a long time ago. So everybody's settled in. That is Suzanne Lowry calling this match as the #1 official. 12-10 is the lead for Louisville. One libero going after another, and Emma Monks registers the kill, #9 in white. Monks out of Louisville, the transfer from Michigan State, second team all ACC, and once again a record-setting blocker this year for Pittsburgh with 156 stuffs.
And I heard her call for that ball all the way from where we're sitting, Paul. She's very aggressive for Pittsburgh.
Vasquez Gomez was very good in the serving phase in the opening set. Short to Looper. Right side to Aiko Jones. A perfect rolling sevens. 7 for 7.
And just the despair of not being able to stop any action that is coming off of the right side from Louisville. Pittsburgh needs to adjust to that block. They've got to tag Aiko Jones, move it a little bit farther in if they want to stop the right side offense.
Both teams were passing at 59% perfect in the opening stanza. Moved off that a little bit, particularly Pittsburgh. Stafford again. Working on Stafford. They've been serving her, I won't say primarily, but they've been working Stafford an awful lot in receive. And not only did she pass perfectly, but also crushed that ball. Outstanding freshman. 6 of 17 with only 2 errors. As a team, Pittsburgh is hitting .264. Look at Louisville, .353. This is against, remember, you said it right before first serve. Pittsburgh statistically is the best defensive team in the country, holding opponents to .134 efficiency. Cat Flood. Combination play. That ball brought inside a little bit, but missed by Looper straight out of bounds.
And when Ellie Glock for Louisville makes the decision to bring Charity Looper inside, away from that left pin, Charity Looper has to identify that and be able to switch that ball back to right back.
I was right about the 134 number, and also Pittsburgh has held 14 opponents under 100. Right back to Looper, who's roofed. Ball still alive.
Up. That ball went off of the foot of the defender for Louisville.
Good reaction by Pittsburgh, though.
Absolutely.
I thought that ball was down. Blocked by Babcock, covered that time by Louisville, and they stayed right in the point. Babcock can't believe she didn't get a stuff there.
Here's the block at the net. You're going to see it here, but look at the foot of Elena Scott.
Oh, that was just lucky.
But again, good reaction by Pittsburgh to stay in it. Vasquez Gomez is ready for it.
And good change of the rules. You used not to be able to contact the ball below the waist. Slide again, and through a seam in the block. Stafford is a good blocker, and she's 6'2" and a pretty high flyer, but Cressy right now is really, really in good contact with Ellie Glock on the slide.
And even though that ball was low to Kira Cressy, it was the quickness of Cressy's arm swing that was able to get past Stafford.
If you're Stafford, do you just start committing even earlier? Do you just go on that particular play? Ace serve here. Ace serve for Louisville as we've gotten to 15-14. We will take our media 15-14 for the media timeout. Charity Looper, who just served a winner, will go back to the line once again. Louisville hitting .327. Pittsburgh moving up 278. Tough swing here for Stafford, and she's blocked. Reese Robbins came in out of the timeout, so 6'5" and 6'6" Kara Cressy. 3-0 run for Louisville.
Again, we're looking at the super sub in Reese Robbins from Louisville. She comes in, and she is in for defense, and she is handling business.
She's had an impact towards the end of the ACC season. Look out! Dug by Babcock. Babcock again. Did you see the play she made defensively? We have marveled at her ability not just to hit and block, serve, play defense, pursue. This is a magnificent volleyball player. What a future, only a freshman.
And she was urging her teammates to pick that second contact up.
They all thought the ball was down.
This is the type of athlete you want on your side. Olivia Babcock just getting it done at every area.
Misses that ball out of bounds. Some of the serving targets. Anna DeBeer, coming out of the last timeout, had been served 18 out of the 31 receptions for Louisville. And on the other side, clearly going after Tori Stafford, 19 out of 33. And both doing a pretty solid job in reception. Again, just about 60% perfect. CeCe Rush out of New Albany, Indiana, coming on to serve. Played well and a lot against Creighton. And Rush right on cue with a diving save. Out of the back row, Babcock into the cross court and right on the sideline.
She's starting to get hot, ladies and gentlemen. Olivia Babcock right out of that D. That's right back. She's going to get the ball. You see PK for Louisville late. Babcock will make you pay for it.
Babcock was 0 for her first 6. She's 7 for her last 8. Logan Mosley, 5'6" graduate student out of Apex, North Carolina, transfer from Virginia Tech, on for the first time. Stafford will get a break and some advice from the injured Bree Kelly. Starting in the middle was Bree Kelly early in the season. Good play off the edge. Anna DeBeer working on Fairbanks, and the lead is still 2.
And you see the frustration on Rachel Fairbanks' face right now, because we talked with Dan Fisher about how she reacts in pressure situations. Right now, she needs to let that go because she set up a good block. Anna DeBeer for Louisville is just a smarter attacker.
Yeah, Fairbanks is a wonderful competitor, and now just a little bit too hard on herself at times. Glock back to serve. And going short again. That tactic to pretty good effect. DeBeer going to have a transition opportunity. Not a really great set, but right into the middle. 4 Panthers down. An absolutely perfect roll shot by Anna DeBeer, the All-American outside attack. President Kennedy spoke here in 1962. Jerome Lane, and then the McDonald's All-American Slam Dunk Contest. Fitzgerald Fieldhouse.
We're going to add some volleyball to Fitzgerald Fieldhouse right now, because this is history in the making. One of these teams punching their ticket to Tampa.
Well, also the Peterson Event Center, the basketball arena here at Pittsburgh, is being utilized. When these two teams played back on November 18th, there was a crowd of 9,000 there, but this is a cozy building and absolutely jam-packed to the rafters. Pitt volleyball, as you know, if you win a lot, people will come. And this was sold out in about 5 minutes. Coming out of the timeout, 1916. Louisville won the opening set 25-23. They led throughout. Another short serve. That is working well in this rotation. Vasquez Gomez hammering down the line.
And right before the timeout, when each team was coming out of their huddles, Vasquez Gomez looked at Rachel Fairbanks and said, give me the ball.
Well, and also Emmy Klicka did a very good job of sprinting in to take that short serve. So Vasquez Gomez didn't have to worry about that phase. Dylan Griffin back on. Plenty of time. Pittsburgh is right there. Aiko Jones was 7 for 7. That's the first time she was stopped. Pagron Kong with a two-handed slam dunk.
And she says, I'll eat that all day. And that's a good decision by PK for Louisville to not try to attack that ball, to just really make sure that it goes down, and it goes down hard.
A little bit of a lucky bounce, and you add that with Elena Scott, the stuff blocked by Babcock off her foot. Some good fortune going the way of Louisville, up by 3. Still working on Vasquez Gomez. Looper going off speed. Got Babcock on the floor and took her out of the back row. And then into the net by Vasquez Gomez.
That's the exact decision, and that's the high volleyball IQ of Charity Looper. Knowing where the dominant force for Pittsburgh is, keep her on the floor, offense one-dimensional.
Yeah, that's all game plan, and that's all thinking it through. And Charity Looper, who started her career at UCLA and has had a very successful all-conference season at Louisville, tipped to exactly the right spot.
Having big attackers, big first line of defense, they're going to come out and head to Tampa.
Wisconsin beat Penn State in the regional semifinals and outblocked the Nittany Lions 17-4. DeBeer out of the timeout. Shank pass could have been called a lift. I'm glad there was a no call. Iko Jones is stopped for the first time. That might have been a set saving, a little bit of resuscitation for Emma Monks and the rest of her Pitt Panthers.
And that's just good stability by Pittsburgh to come out. Vasquez Gomez doing it on the defensive end for her squad.
Dan Fisher telling us yesterday, when our outside blockers, we have to be strong and disciplined with our hands, and Vasquez Gomez was right there. Starting to get some touches on Iko Jones. Vasquez Gomez. Pegron Kong is making plays for Louisville.
Fourth block of the match, and we're only in the second set, not even finished.
Dan Fisher did not like that set to Emma Monks in transition. He wanted that to go someplace else, and he let Rachel Fairbanks know about it.
You know where he wanted it to go.
I do. Ace serve. Pittsburgh is out of timeouts. Elena Scott so far on the afternoon. 5 digs to go along with an ace substitution. Stafford coming back on, replacing number 14 in the lineup, Logan Mosley.
And you know, that's something we hadn't talked about, how Stafford rotated out of the serve-receive opportunity, maybe going a little bit more defensive on the side.
A serve again.
Pittsburgh.
I thought Stafford had really settled in and was passing well. You know, that's a tough coach's decision, and it hasn't worked out, but Logan Mosley is, you know, rock solid in reception. Set points now.
Talk about ice in the veins of Elena Scott here to tag Stafford on the serve receive.
The Louisville fans are right behind us. A big sigh, but Elena Scott did her job. Still a handful of set points for the Louisville Cardinals here in Pittsburgh to take a 2-0 lead. But remember, they had exactly that same scenario on November 18th, and Pitt came back with a reverse sweep. Set point, Vasquez Gomez. DeBeer with a shank pass there. Louisville still with 2 timeouts.
And this is a good rotation for Louisville. They've got 3 attackers in the front row. Iko Jones, who's high efficiency right now. Kira Cressy, and then you've got Charity Looper, even as an outlet on the left pin.
Pass first, DeBeer. Pretty workable outside the Looper. Going high hands. Good block touch by Looper. Out of the back row, Anna DeBeer, and Louisville leads it behind the big right arm and a lot of very, very solid team play. The Louisville Cardinals lead this regional final 2-0. They win it 25-20.
Now this is familiar territory in November for Louisville. They were up 2-0 against Pitt, and Pitt came riling back. Let's see what we get. To really come out with a surprising sweep.
They've been reverse swept twice, at home against Stanford and on the road versus Pittsburgh. Just underway. Nice stick by Scott down the line against Babcock, who has started to get into the rhythm of this match. That ball was down. I thought that ball was down, and it is now. Just underway here in the third. The opening match on a really, really fun and exciting day for teams around the country. Nebraska will come up next against Arkansas, followed by Oregon at Wisconsin, and then close out the day, Texas at Stanford. Valeria Vasquez Gomez will go back to serve. Pretty good look outside the Looper. Good high flat swing, restart the point. That ball was left inside intentionally.
And it dropped a little bit. It was far too slow for Iko. She was wanting it a little bit faster because she was approaching the ball within her window. That ball's got to be a little bit closer to the net and a little bit further to the antenna.
Iko Jones, you heard Danny Busboom-Kelly said they were starting to get some hands on Aiko Jones. She started 7 for 7. She's 0 for her last 4. Continuing pressure on Looper. Kagran Kong, number 10 in black, out of South Dakota, off the perfect pass. The two middles, along with Kara Cressy, have been very effective for Louisville.
And this is exactly how Louisville started in the first set. Establish the middle, first tempo offense. It opens the net for your pins.
Kong now a perfect 6 for 6. Cressy is 6 for 12. Right side. Babcock stuffed straight down.
Beautiful job by Louisville. Just watch how Charity Looper locates the ball and finishes.
That is textbook. Looper only at 5'9", able to pike over and stuff that ball straight down. One-on-one, Stafford right back at you. Tori Stafford, number 4, 6'2" freshman out of Southern California. Torrance specifically. Olivia Babcock out of Los Angeles. Rachel Fairbanks from Southern California.
Really loving the heat that I'm seeing in this match so far from Tori Stafford in that end of the second set, heading into this third.
9 for 22. Babcock is 7 for 18. We'll give you the team numbers momentarily. Really smart shot by Aiko Jones. We've got the perfect pass numbers. They're both very, very even at 59%. But what has really been the key is Louisville, and Danny Busboom-Kelly told us this yesterday, we have to slow down their back row. They've hit 8 balls out of the back row. They're hitting negative. So it means they've swung at 8 balls and they're minus points.
And that is when Coach Dan Fisher is saying, you know what, it's selection from Rachel Fairbanks. There's going to be a lot more balls coming out of the back row for Pittsburgh.
Looper in transition off the top. Vasquez Gomez right there. Good cover by Klicka, ball still alive. De Beer, perfect pass. And off the edge of the block and down. Charity Looper, along with Anna De Beer, combined for 39 kills on Thursday night.
But let's talk about the gutsy play of Ellie Glock to put that ball outside against Olivia Babcock and Pittsburgh. Gutsy play.
That ball missed into the top of the tape. Give you the service story. We haven't gone back through that in a moment. 4 aces on the afternoon so far, the late afternoon now. 6 errors with that miss. And on the other side for Pittsburgh, 4 aces to go along with 5 errors. As Olivia Babcock goes back to the line. 42 aces on the year. Very dangerous jump serve, and that was on full display against Washington State. And it just missed out of bounds. It's just been a little bit long.
And we talk about the pressure of this stage right now. Pittsburgh not handling it very well. Louisville a little bit more consistent.
Wokolo, nice cross body out of the middle and delivered beautifully by Fairbanks.
I'm only saying this not because I'm a middle, but because of the experience of Wokolo. She's got to have the ball a little bit more. That's only her second kill off of 5 attempts. I'd look for her to establish the first tempo for Pittsburgh.
Wokolo and the Panthers hitting .230 so far on the match, whereas Louisville is hitting .315. Good play by Glock. Really good hustle on the side of relief. Yeah, thank goodness I've got Anna De Beer out there to bail us out.
Now, we like to see a cross in defense, but not necessarily when you're looking at offense right now. You see Ellie Glock going one way, Anna De Beer going another.
6th meeting between these two teams in a year's time. They played in the national semifinals last year in Omaha. It was De Beer and Louisville coming out on top, just out of bounds. Coming out on top 3-2. Maybe we'll have a challenge. We've had a couple. Kagran Kong says, yep, let's have a look at that serve. And so Danny Busboom-Kelly takes out the challenge card. She is challenging the out call on the serve from Kara Cressy. There was a critical reversal using the replay in the match on Thursday night between Louisville and Creighton. A match very, Creighton is a wonderful volleyball team, wonderful program. Kendra Waite, Nora Sis. And it was in 5 sets.
That ball looked
In 5 sets that Louisville was able to come out on top.
That ball looked very much a little bit better than what the call was on Thursday.
Well, we both thought that the ball on Thursday night was out, and that certainly helped Louisville. But you know, that's water over the dam. Yeah, this is going to be reversed. That ball was right on the line. Good work by our crew. Good work by the coaching staff, and you just kind of know it as a server. You've seen thousands of balls, trajectory, pace, and it's overturned. And so it will be a point off the board for Pittsburgh and a point on the board for Louisville, making it 7-5. Yeah, that juncture I was talking about against Creighton, the ball was called out, making it 5-4. It was overruled and called in, making it 6-3 to the advantage of Louisville in the 5th set. Abbreviated set played to 15. Cressy's been really good every phase. And very dangerous, as you just saw from the line. And that one's out of bounds, and there will be no challenge.
Right now, on the side of Pittsburgh, I'm seeing them kind of relaxing way too much. They've got to figure out what switch they're going to flip right now, because Louisville has taken them completely out of their game.
How can they be relaxed in this situation?
Relaxed, I mean a little bit too tight. They need to relax and play their game, because they've completely let Louisville take them out of it.
Here is Dylan Griffin. That ball out of bounds.
One example is that right there, the pressure of just trying to be perfect instead of just play your game. Because they need to play. Pittsburgh's opportunity here is to play with joy. We talk with Dan Fisher right now, and I think they're feeling the pressure a little bit.
Well, it's a vitally important match to the future of both of these teams. Obviously, one's going home, one's going to Tampa. Working short serve once again, back row combination. On the back row quick, Tori Stafford with a kill.
I'd love to see a little bit more out of the back row. That you could even challenge whether she was over the 3-meter line there, but nice quick attack out of the back row.
Yeah, there was no mention of it over on the Louisville sideline. Good combination play and good choice by Fairbanks. Kong. That is some serious heat on a long-range slide. That was a magnificent delivery by Ellie Glock.
The patience that it takes to be able to deliver a high first tempo slide. You see where PK for Louisville starts her transition into that opportunity, and that's a good execution.
Number 5 Glock from the 3-meter line all the way out to the right pin. That was really, really good offense, and then coming back to Beer that missed that 9-8 Louisville leading, but most importantly won the opening set 25-23 and really controlled the back half of the second set. Pittsburgh led 14-13. Louisville closed it out 25-20. Working on Looper. Got it. Stuff block on the outside. Monks along with Babcock.
And maybe that is something that will get Pittsburgh going. The defensive play of Emma Monks. Look at the elevation of both. I think Charity Looper for Louisville was still in the air when that ball touched her.
Good pass. That's a good recovery. And the right side. Iko Jones is blocked. Coach Busboom Kelly said the Pitt block towards the end of the second set was starting to get to Jones a little bit. We'll update her numbers. She was 7 for her first 7. She's 1 for her last 6. 4-1 run for Pitt. That's trouble. Babcock, a magnificent play, getting her feet to the ball.
This is the joy that I was talking about from Pittsburgh. You see the smiles, you see the aggressive play, and Olivia Babcock loves it. Just aggressive swing, play the ball.
Easier to be joyful when you go on a 5-0 run. 11-9 is the advantage. Heavy left side now for Louisville. I know Pagron Kong had one, but other than that, a lot of left side.
Gonna get a challenge.
And should. I think that was a solid left side swing. We're going to challenge, touch on, will be reversed. Yeah, touch off the top of the block. That's good officiating. That's good work and also good coaching. It looked obvious from here, and we were right for a change.
But you talk about the switch. What I've seen from Pittsburgh is they came out in the first couple of points. It seemed like they were going to go the way that they were the first and second set, but it has been the serve for Pittsburgh that has changed the tide. They've been a little bit more strategic in executing behind the line.
Well, when we spoke to Coach Fisher after the second set, before the start of the third, he mentioned that he thought his team got a little bit passive from the service line. That one missed by Vasquez Gomez, and Elena Scott will go back to the line. Scott, the Defensive Player of the Year in the ACC, credited with only 7 digs. Pretty stingy. She usually has 15 by now, had 28 in the match on the 18th here in Pittsburgh. Good pass by Klicka. Back right on the sideline. Elena Scott, one of the best defenders in all of college volleyball, was right there. There was very little real estate, but Babcock found some of it.
And we talk about Olivia Babcock a lot, but for her to see the space to hit that and attack it line, it's high volleyball IQ.
High volleyball talent.
Can't teach athleticism, that's for sure.
No, can't teach 6'5". Can't teach that kind of incredible ability. Perfect pass back into the middle, cross-body to Cressy. I agree with Dan Fisher. Pittsburgh is going to lose this match unless they start serving tougher. That was a lollipop.
And Kat Flood coming in as a serve sub for Pittsburgh. She's been aggressive all tournament. She's taking some heat off of it, and you can't do that against a team like Louisville.
Reese Robbins is on, along with Brigitte Petrenko, wearing number 16 and 25 respectively. Petrenko, a very, very good serving sub and setter from Hungary, transferred from Coastal Carolina. Yeah, that's tucked down inside. Really good pass by Vasquez Gomez.
And you know what? I don't care. I like it. It was a little bit too low, but I think the experience of Wokolo really paid dividends right there. That's her 3rd kill of the match.
There is Babcock, has been long consistently from the service line. Not missed it over the sideline, just cannot find the range. To my memory, and we don't have that stat, that is at least 4 service errors from Olivia Babcock, and she is usually a very, very potent weapon from the line. Here's Looper. Very quiet offensively. Boy, that snuck past me. Looper's got to pick it up. 4 of 25 with 5 errors. She's hitting negative.
She has definitely struggled on that left hand for Louisville.
We have come to the media timeout. Pittsburgh in a must-win situation, trailing for Oregon, and then lastly Texas and Stanford.
The block is what has been the difference maker for Pittsburgh. Hitting at a high efficiency like that means that you've got opportunities to attack the ball, and you're doing it well.
Good pass by Looper. And out of the middle, Reese Robbins. We see her on the right side a lot, but she's a converted middle, so that's no surprise.
This is what I was talking about. Louisville went away from what got them success, and that is first tempo out of the middle. You'll see a lot more play as Louisville tries to fight back to tie it.
Vera Cressy getting her serving location instructions from Dan Meske, the gentleman standing there right in front of us. Dan and I were joking about it the other day in practice. That ball tucked down inside. Successful out of the pipe, but now the 16-13 advantage for Olivia Babcock and Pittsburgh. Griffin will come on, another Californian that has made the way east to Foothill Ranch, California. There are 4 Californians, 1 from Puerto Rico, 1 from Hawaii. And Fisher has become the Pied Piper to bring the talented players here to Pittsburgh. Pied Piper of Pittsburgh.
Say that 3 times fast.
Pied Piper of Pittsburgh. Pied Piper of... I'll let it go. Nice play by Scott, but Anna DeBeer.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, that was very, very smart by Fairbanks. She has not been passive, but she's not utilized some opportunities to take the second contact into her own hands.
And that could be because passing going fairly well in first contact, but I love to see an aggressive setter, and you've got one in Rachel Fairbanks for Pittsburgh.
Griffin again, very effective server. Really good pass by DeBeer. Pagron Kong. She and Kara Cressy, and Kong is now a perfect 8 for 8.
Always rely on what got you success in the first 2 sets, and that's exactly what Louisville has gone back to in first tempo offense, even out of Reese Robbins, who's the converted right side for Louisville.
Jones and Glock coming back on, unwinding the double sub. 17-14, still the advantage for Pitt. Remember, in the second set, it was all Louisville in the second half of that stanza. Combination play again. Good block touch dug by Looper. DeBeer can't be saved. The block has really turned it on, and I was looking at my numbers. On the year, Pittsburgh averages 3 scoring blocks per set. That's 3rd best in the country.
Right now, they're on the match with 8 blocks.
(18-14) is the advantage. Rachel Fairbanks, once again, all ACC and setter of the year in the conference. Very tough serve. Stafford a little late. Good set in transition, but rejected. Pagron Kong is giving Louisville so much. To confirm, there's no net. Yep. Absolutely right, Jen. The call will stand 18-15.
But this is what Pittsburgh does not want to have them be defeated by. They're still up in this set, so they need to continue the charge that they have.
If they don't feel good about themselves right now, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. Anna DeBeer back at the line. Must-win situation for the Pitt Panthers to keep their tournament alive. That ball tucked down inside. Babcock registering the kill, and we're getting word that officially there was nothing definitive in the video evidence to overturn the call live, which was no net.
Now I want to talk about how Olivia Babcock has to go from area 4 all the way around to reach that right pin to make that attack. And Rachel Fairbanks just delivers her pearl.
Area 4 is in the left front, where she lines up in that particular rotation. Looper having a tough evening so far. Monks out of the middle. Iko Jones kept it alive. Elena Scott couldn't continue the play. We're going down and looking at Charity Looper. She is 4 of 26 with 5 errors, so she's taken 26 swings. And when she difference for Pittsburgh so far in the 3rd.
Just the ball distribution, like Coach Fisher talked about. Rachel Fairbanks is really just finding Olivia Babcock and really settling into the offense, doing a beautiful job.
Iko Jones on the combination. Good block touch by Monks. 1-on-1. Look out below.
Don't call it a comeback. Pittsburgh is doing a beautiful job. This is what I'm talking about, settling into the offense. Rachel Fairbanks just delivers a pearl. Single block, and the smarts of Stafford to go line.
Time for Louisville, but not much. They got a side out here. Good pass by Looper. Combination play. Klicka with a perfect dig. That is a really good transition set. Fairbanks all over that. Setter had to handle first ball. Smart shot down the line by Stafford. Ripped the cross court, and then just some finesse down the line.
And that's exactly what it is. The freshman.
This regional semifinal against Creighton, 20 kills so far against this Pittsburgh block and defense hitting negative.
Really, really, I mean, that's the epitome of struggling in high-pressure situations. Now, we saw this in the beginning from Olivia Babcock of Pittsburgh, and that's somewhat expected because she's a freshman. This is a new atmosphere. For Looper, she's got to clean that up and figure it out.
Right now, Charity Looper is matched up against Olivia Babcock, 5'9" against not only 6'5", but 6'5" and darn good. Vasquez Gomez again, working on Looper. And that's going to be back row blocking called against Ellie Glock, and Pittsburgh is rolling 2 points away from getting on the board.
they found their joy.
Yeah, it's on the scoreboard. I was never very happy when I was losing. Vasquez Gomez. These are not rocket serves, but they're targeted very, very nicely. Elena Scott with a really good pass. That combination will be there. We're going to go on and play 4, and then we'll talk about, does the pressure flip back onto Louisville, remembering what happened on the 18th when they were up 2 sets to none. So this Louisville team, Elena Scott, including the 3 sets to none win at home, they had won 5 sets in a row from this Pittsburgh team. Out to Stafford, really good set. What a magnificent set that time by Fairbanks. And going back to that comeback, that reverse sweep, that's the reason that Pittsburgh is in this building. If Louisville had won that match, closed it out 3 or closed it out 5, and they had 4 match points, this match would be taking place in the Yum Center. Maybe not this match specifically, because it would have had a lot of impact down through the bracket. Set point number 1. Flood yesterday, Thursday against Washington State had 3 aces to tie her career high. And she's got another one right on cue. An 18-7. 18-7. That is a dominant run for the Pitt Panthers to get on the board and keep their hopes alive. They take down Louisville 25-16. 2 sets to 1. Keeping it on Looper. Dug by Klicka. Well, that's a very, very positive swing. Look, I'm not saying Looper's not taking some good swings, but look at the block that she's going against, and it's the best defense in the country.
And sometimes when your ball placement, your window is very small, when you've got a big block in front of you.
Remember, Danny Busboom Kelly told us yesterday at practice, we do not want to be left side dominant, and they were not in the first 2 sets. Cressy and Kong, and look what Aiko Jones was doing as well to get things going. Either a net or a center line violation on number 2. It was a little bit blocked by Coach Fisher.
And that could easily be called a center violation going under, because there were players around that opportunity, so you don't want to risk injury.
Exactly right. If there's an opponent in proximity, that has to be called. That ball served just out of bounds. And we checked with the official scores, and our production crew has confirmed it. Could be very, very important. Each team has 1 challenge remaining. Nebraska and Arkansas to follow. Nebraska has won the national championship 6 times, the last in 2017. And Arkansas this year, congratulations to the Razorbacks. Jason Watson, their fine head coach, and all of their team. They've gone farther than ever before. Looper on the combination play. Yeah, they're moving her around off the left side.
Love the decision, because you still have a beautiful pass. Let's talk about that from Anna DeVere for Louisville. And you bring Cressy outside, bringing a shorter Charity Looper inside. Take advantage.
Nice pass by Klicka. Excellent offense. High octane, high speed offense thanks to the pass by Klicka. Emmy Klicka, 5'7" junior out of Ohio, all ACC second team. Took over for Ashley Browski last year, who was an outstanding libero, but number 12 in the libero jersey. Speaking of good at the defensive end and service line. Kat Flood, remember, she served an ace to close out the 3rd set. Perfect pass by DeBeer. Nice dig by Flood. Timing not there on the slide. Babcock with the overhand play on the slide again. Wokolo doing a wonderful job with the block touches. A little bit of confusion. Off the top of the block, dug, but it'll be nullified by a net violation. Wokolo says, yep, that's me.
And you know what? We're on the side of Pittsburgh right now, and they are discussing whether Elena Scott for Louisville was past that 3-meter line. When the libero passes that 3-meter line and gets in that space, your attackers cannot jump. So that's what they're deciding on whether they're going to challenge.
He does not have the challenge card. That would. We'll try to find that. The libero, if setting the ball overhand, must be completely behind the 3-meter line. Otherwise, by rule, has to set the ball underhand for it to legally be attacked. 35th meeting all time. Louisville leads with 19. And Olivia Babcock still trying to find the range with this jump serve. And long, the last one was that. There's the range.
Here we go. Just look at the contact. Catching Louisville, watching, seeing what's going to happen with that serve. You got to pass it. And Coach Dan Fisher of Pittsburgh loves it.
Easier said than done. And there comes another.
He's saying, Coach Dan Fisher saying, let's go for 3. He loves it. We talked to Coach Dan Fisher, and he says his freshman has the green light behind the service line, and you're seeing it right now.
You think? Good block touch, chance in transition. Why not go back to Babcock? That ball slugged up in the air by DeBeer. Again, no, this time left side to Stafford, going high flat. 4-0 run for Pittsburgh.
Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? The crowd is loving it.
Well, we are in Pittsburgh. Babcock has certainly found the range. Good pass by Scott. And DeBeer rips down the line, but out of bounds.
I'd take a timeout.
I would too.
Now.
You've got to freeze Babcock. There is the timeout. It's got hosting Arkansas. Olivia Babcock back to the line. Has been punishing Louisville serve receive. Another ace.
Louisville trying everything they can. You're going to get a first look at Camden Tran of Louisville, just trying to keep this ball up in the air.
Well, just slow things down. Yeah, get a passing sub on the floor. That's a 6-0 run. Basically all by Babcock.
Come so fast.
DeBeer off the edge of the block and out of bounds. And boy, did Louisville need to get number 5 in white off the service line.
And that's a good rebound by Elena Scott. She took that platform, swung it a little bit on that last ace by Olivia Babcock, but coming in and sticking that pass to get them out of that rotation.
That ball just out of bounds.
Sensing right now for Louisville, they don't have an answer because of the crowd right now. This is what I was saying. Pittsburgh will find their way back.
Well, they found their Babcock. That's their way back. That should be on a shirt. That was an incredible serving run. And that gives you a lot of comfort and a little bit of separation. Pegron Kong again. What more could she do? Not much. I mean, Anna DeBeer is leading the way with 10, and now Kong has tied 10 of 11, hitting .909. Boy, where would Louisville be without her? Got to get some more from Kara Cressy, who got off to an early start, and again, Charity Looper. Looper's been better here to start the 4th set. Here's Ellie Glock. On the pipe, Stafford off the top of Pegron Kong. We haven't talked about Corey Stafford and her numbers in a while. Very, very efficient. 17 kills on 33 swings. Hit .424. How could I not be talking about Stafford, who got off to a pretty slow start?
Pretty slow start. But the difference maker on the side of Pittsburgh now is they have found efficiency out of the back row between Tori Stafford and Olivia Babcock. And that is what Coach Dan Fisher was talking about with the distribution from Rachel Fairbanks.
Oh, big block. Fairbanks along with Monks.
Joy to the world. Rachel Fairbanks with that block.
9 blocks now for the Pitt Panthers, leading at 11-6. I don't know if the serving is much tougher, but Louisville's passing is not nearly what it was through the first 3 sets. There's a perfect pass. Kong again, just too much heat.
And Louisville has to continue to exploit what was working for them in the first and second set. They've got to continue the first tempo offense and out of the middle. The passing has been fine, but we have not seen a lot of action from that right pin.
Look at Klicka, right on target, and a better block. Iko Jones along with Kong. Once again, Pittsburgh trailing 2-1. You know how this works. Best 3 out of 5 must win to keep their advancement hopes alive. The finals and semifinals next Thursday, and then coming up after that on ABC in Tampa, Florida. That ball was set pretty low. That was not a good set that time by Fairbanks. She knows it.
Regardless of any opportunity that you want to throw Vasquez Gomez a bone, you got to set that ball to either Tori Stafford, who's out of pipe, or Olivia Babcock out of the beat.
And that's a big break. DeBeer got a couple of serves in with some good pressure, scored a couple of points, but then missed that one out of bounds. Fairbanks will go back to serve, and that means her opposite, Olivia Babcock, number 5 in white, will rotate to the front court. Now 11 kills on 26 swings. Pittsburgh is very unusual in women's college volleyball in that all their pins pay 6 rotations. Good block touch by Monks. Ball left a little bit inside, and Monks again.
The struggle continues for Charity Looper. Beautiful block, just one-dimensional offense on the side of Louisville. Olivia Babcock and Emma Monks with the block.
Tough serve, well handled, given the quality of that serve. Iko Jones, smart tip, but out of bounds. Going back to Charity Looper, who can, and then Pitt really turned it around, 25-16, and now 14-9. So that's 39-25, the last set and a half. So Pitt is absolutely rolling, and they move Kong to the right side.
Get some production out of that right side.
Looper is stuffed.
The matchup has always been here. It just came alive for Pittsburgh at the right time. Olivia Babcock has always been matched up with Charity Looper.
Nice little smart tap down by Pagran Kong. And remember what Dan Fisher told us yesterday. The first thing on his list in terms of game plan, we cannot let their left sides go off on us like they did in Louisville. And you look at the numbers, DeBeer hitting under 200 and Looper is hitting 0. That's the turnaround in the match. A lot of pressure on Louisville now to pass perfectly so they don't have to set Looper. That ball off the top of the tape and out of bounds. That's an unforced error and a much needed break for Louisville.
And the question I see from there is, why would you not have the double block and the overload on the left pin? You should never leave Charity Looper on a single block with Olivia Babcock.
Tough serve. Very nicely handled. That ball was ripped. Absolutely ripped, yeah. Valeria Vasquez Gomez, number 2 in white, looking at her setter, Rachel Fairbanks, and saying, yep, that's why you're the setter of the year in the ACC. This was not easy.
That's what I need. Tori Stafford having a low pass on the floor. Too much heat for Elena Scott from Louisville.
16-11. 17-11 and another ace. Could this be? Well, it's going to be. It's going to be another 5-setter. Remember, they played 5 sets in this building, not in this building, in this town on November 18th. And that was a match that Louisville won up 2 sets to none. Hooper going off speed. And nice block. Really good play by Iko Jones. Kara Cressy there as well, but mostly Jones.
That's a good block set up by Louisville. Jones and Kara Cressy understanding the pace of the play there.
I want to give Emmy Klicka. She has been so solid at the libero. Elena Scott, certainly one of the best in the world, and there are many. Elena Ogilvie at Stanford, of course, Lexi Rodriguez at Nebraska. But Emmy Klicka is really, really solid at her position as the serve receiving specialist and defender. Petrenko coming on. The double sub on the floor now for Louisville. Through the block and down once again for Babcock. Her 12th kill on 28 swings.
Feed the beast. Rachel Fairbanks know who she can rely on right now. That's Olivia Babcock's 12th kill.
Cat Flood on the floor now. Again, has an ace earlier on. Very comfortable lead for the Pitt Panthers. Not a good set to Looper. Just had to risk that ball in play. And off the block and out of bounds. Everything going the way of Stafford and Pittsburgh. Biggest lead right now in the 4th set. If you're looking for Nebraska and Arkansas, that is starting over on ESPN News. And we'll get you out to Lincoln as soon as this one's over.
Louisville looking to see if Charity Looper has a little bit of success on that right pin. You see her rotate into that area 1 to pass.
Dug by Flood, and a double contact is called. A little bit of confusion and miscommunication here in the backcourt between Vasquez Gomez and Fairbanks. Time for Louisville, but they need to be about perfect from here on out. Hayden Bartlett on to serve. Good pass.
There for Louisville.
Back to Wokolo again. Jamaka Wokolo with the crossbody. Making the most of her rare chances.
Just a quiet night. That's her 4th kill on the match, hitting at a 444 for Pittsburgh.
Louisville hitting under 100 against the best defense in the country right now, which didn't look like it through a couple of sets. Louisville was hitting well over 300. Look who's at the line again. Cressy, that's heavy heat. Kong and Cressy very good off the right side in area number 2. Area 1 is the right back, area 2 right front, 3 middle, 4 left front, 5 left back, 6 is in the middle. He's center back.
And I talk about how Louisville has an army of defensive specialists. You see Aiden Bartlett coming in, having that serve, but nailing that pass.
And the service error here from number 1, CeCe Rush. This sure looks and feels like we're going 5 once again. Tori Stafford giving way to Logan Mosley, 5'6" graduate, the transfer from Virginia Tech. This was deployed earlier on in the match. 7-point advantage for Dan Fisher's Pitt Panthers. That's trouble. We're going to play 5. And what to talk about there. Pittsburgh with all the momentum, the pressure, what's turned it around?
Pittsburgh's going to play their game, but what is happening with Louisville has happened to them all season. They take their foot off of the gas, and you can't do that against a team like Pittsburgh.
Well, certainly not against any top team. There's DeBeer going high flat. DeBeer, number 14 in black, the ACC co-player of the year, along with Andre Koenig from Florida State. Florida State actually tied Pittsburgh for the top spot. They were knocked out early in the tournament. Lock back to serve. 3 points away from the 5th set. Pretty big advantage playing at home, and once you get it rolling. Vasquez Gomez, another very good pass. Babcock out of the back row. DeBeer is able to save that. Make Babcock first contact. DeBeer looking to go line. Pretty good matchup with Fairbanks. And that missed out of bounds. DeBeer looking for the touch, not going to get the call. 2 points away.
Tried to go high hands that time because Rachel Fairbanks did a beautiful job of leaving 0 opportunity to go off the edges line. It's a good block set up by Pittsburgh.
Dylan Griffin back on with a different look. Serving specialist coming from the left side. Left-handed. Good pass. Dug by Griffin. What an amazing stab with the left hand. Back to Kong off the top of the block. Kept alive again. That was Mosley. The Littles for Pittsburgh doing a really good job. And then that ball ripped. Iko Jones got it. Iko Jones got off to a really good start. Perfect 7 for 7. Since that time, she is 2 for her last 9 with 4 errors. 23-16.
Charity Looper now in the front row for Louisville, has rotated left front. Let's see how she can get some production, because looks like it's going 5 sets.
She just needs to find some comfort and some confidence. That ball drifts long. 8 set points for Pittsburgh. Fairbanks back to serve. Remember, they split the 2 season meetings, and the winner of that second meeting, Pitt, is getting to play this match on their home floor. If Louisville had won, we'd be in Louisville at the Yum Center. Set point number 1. Drifts long. Rotation number 1, Monks up front along with Vasquez Gomez. And Olivia Babcock will circle and hit the right side. Set point number 2. Good pass. Vasquez Gomez has been right on target. And a better block by Kara Cressy.
Questionable decision there, setting Emma Monks instead of really just ending this set.
Where should she have gone?
She should have gone anywhere but the middle.
Okay.
I love the play of any middle blocker, but this is not the time.
Perfect pass again. And a better block. Iko Jones, but still 5 set points. Timeout called by Dan Fish. The last 2 sets, they have been completely outplayed. 25-16 and 20. We'll see how this ends. 24-19 right now. And it's over now. Olivia Babcock overran that, but when you're as good as she is, you still put the ball away. And so 25-19. So in the last 2 sets, Pittsburgh has outscored Louisville. Take us to both sides and let us know how you see this playing out in the 5th.
Pittsburgh took Louisville out of that match with the service pressure of Olivia Babcock. Right now, Pittsburgh has 10 service aces to Louisville's only 5. So Louisville took some heat off the service line. They started to be a little bit more strategic, but that wasn't paying off, and they did not adjust. Louisville needs to make sure that they come out with their best rotation to score the points. And right now, from what I'm seeing, Charity Looper starting in that left front. That's a tough rotation.
Yeah, you have as a coach, maybe people don't, you can change your rotation. You can start at any of the 6 positions that you want to. And now, once again, Looper will be matched up against Babcock. And I thought that Dan Fisher might have started differently to get Olivia Babcock on the service line sooner. I would have her serve early.
I'd have her attack her high efficiency right now. She's 13 of 30. She is hot right now.
That ball served out of bounds. I don't know. Olivia was awfully good at soccer until she took up volleyball at 15. I don't know if she's very experienced at dodgeball, but it worked out there, almost got her. Valeria Vasquez Gomez will go back to serve, tied at 2 sets apiece. The winner moves on for their 3rd straight national semifinal. Keeping the pressure on Looper. Bergeron Kong. There was a net early. Nobody called a net. The net, we're going to have a challenge right away.
And Rachel Fairbanks runs to Dan Fisher and says, please don't pull that out. No, no, no.
Well, it was a net, but it was on his team.
A net on Emma Monks.
Each team with now with 2 challenges. I'm glad I mentioned that because you get an additional challenge when you move on to the 5th set. Stafford has been so good as this match has gone along. So has Babcock. Stafford in serve reception, in defense, in attacking. Tori Stafford's been the MVP of this final match of this regional. Number 1 seed Pittsburgh, number 2 seed Louisville.
That's the 66th reception as a team for Pittsburgh. Tori Stafford has taken 26 of them.
One more rotation and Babcock will be at the service line for Pittsburgh. Overpass. Wokolo with a smart tap down.
And that comes with experience. Wokolo doesn't need to do anything flashy. She just knows where to put the ball because the points are the same.
And the job done at the service line by Kat Flood. 3 aces against Washington State on Thursday night. Another one earlier on to end the 3rd set. Tough swing here for Looper. Good, smart shot. Up into the block, recycle. Babcock down the line. What a swing.
Just when you think she is going angle, she goes and flicks that wrist. Thumb down, baby.
Timeout called by Louisville, and just like that, a quick 4-1 run by Babcock and the rest of the Pitt Panthers.
This is what I was questioning. When you see the rotation, as you mentioned.
And all the Pitt Panthers since then.
Look for Kat Flug to try to tag Looper and DeBeer.
Yeah, right now they are going away from Charity Looper, so that makes life very easy in a blocking scheme. Iko Jones is roofed and the lead is 5-1.
Beautiful serve by Kat Flood, making offense unpredictable.
Camden Schran coming in right now to replace Anna DeBeer. Must side out situation. 12 apiece as far as blocks are concerned, but it seems like Pittsburgh has gotten a ton of them in the last couple of sets. Shank pass. DeBeer will come right back on. Do you remember last year in the national semifinals in the 5th set? It was so strange because in a 5th set, Pitt was taken out by a score of 15-2 in the 5th set after they had just gone at one another for about 2.5 hours. There is Flood again. Good pass by Scott, and that ball missed out of bounds. Boy, if you're Louisville, do you burn another timeout here?
This is where you have no answer. All of these athletes have reached this stage. And there is nothing that any coach right now can tell you. You've got to figure it out. You better figure it out quick.
Teams will change sides when one reaches 8. Lupern, nice swing against Vasquez Gomez. That was a really high quality swing. 7-2. Monks will come back on. Flood doing a nice job in the serving substitute role. Boy, the crowd is getting very, very eager, as you might imagine. Standing room only. The tickets sold out here in less than 10 minutes.
And Louisville right now sticking with that 6-2 option. Bringing in Reese Robbins and Petrenko to serve.
Stafford again. Perfect pass. Okolo, the recipient. Teams will change sides.
I see a lot of frustration on the eyes and faces of these Louisville Cardinals right now. Everything working, and this is not considered home court advantage for Pittsburgh. They're just doing everything right.
Gianmarco Okolo, 6 of 11, hit .545. As a team, Pittsburgh now hitting .286. They're a perfect 4 for 4 here in the 5th. And look who's at the service line. Reese Robbins hitting left side. Overpass, Cressy will take care of it. What a good play by Reese Robbins, and you can see Danny Busboom-Kelly trying to move her players around as Aiden Bartlett will come back on.
But talk about fearless.
Yeah.
In a pressure situation, to be able to move a freshman around like Reese Robbins, and she just takes a swing at it.
Still time for Louisville. Nobody home. Oh, looked like it was going to be a good chance for Louisville. Instead, it's another block.
Just communication on the side of Louisville here. Gotta take that free ball.
That was a little bit unfortunate that time for Louisville. Reese Robbins stepping in and saying, my fault. Logan Mosley coming back on. Dory Stafford, at least for the moment, to the sideline with 18 kills. 9-3. Pressure on DeBeer. Free ball coming. Dug by Scott, but out of bounds. Louisville still does have a timeout. 10-3. Two very strange. There's the second final timeout. Two very strange 5th sets between these two outstanding teams.
This entire match, she has come in and she's told Rachel Fairbanks, set me the ball, any given situation. And that's what I think Coach Fisher was discussing when he's talking about distribution, i.e. get back off the ball.
Mosley again. Still on DeBeer. Good service pressure. Over the top of the block and out of bounds. Looking for a touch. None there. You can't take it with you. So Danny Busboom-Kelly will challenge. It was a good swing. I just have no idea if it caught a small piece of the block. Again, 11-3 advantage. Very, very strange 5th sets between these two teams that have been so competitive and so elite.
Revenge is a dish best served very cold.
4 points away from 3 straight national semifinals. Cressy back at the line. She can go on a run.
We saw some service substitutions for her in the 3rd and the 4th set, so let's see what she can do here.
kick out of the back row. Three points away for Olivia Babcock and the Pitt Panthers. Another reverse sweep over Louisville. Oh, what a block by Monks. Emma Monks, the all-time single-season record holder in total blocks. 2 points away. Good pass by Bartlett. And Robbins missed it out of bounds. Match point, national semifinals point for the Pitt Panthers. Griffin taking her time. DeBeer off the block and out of bounds. The crowd is ready to explode.
And there's definitely going to be a challenge on whether that touched Anna DeBeer on the way down.
Ball clearly landed out of bounds. It was called. Crowd is not happy at all. Neither is Coach Dan Fisher. But if you look up at the scoreboard, Coach, you got to smile.
Just the energy, those intangibles that are coming from the side of Louisville. Yes, big deficit.
Ellie Glock will go back to serve. Match point number 2 for the Pitt Panthers, and what a comeback, down 2-0. And they have dominated these last 3 sets. 25-16, 25-19, and not quite there yet. We don't know what the final score will be. Fifth set tiebreaker to 15. For a chance to play for the championship. DeBeer. And keeps it, Louisville's hopes alive that time, inside of Klicka. Match point once again.
You don't want to happen for Louisville is to guess and automatically assume that this ball is going to Babcock.
Easy serve. Do you go to Monks? No. That ball is stuffed. That was not a good set by Rachel Fairbanks, and Dan Fisher, he's going to call the national semifinals, the only team in the tournament to accomplish that feat for the 3rd year in a row.
Now Olivia Babcock is coming out of right back, hitting that D. You've got Vasquez Gomez on that left pin for Pittsburgh. Rachel Fairbanks has all options at her disposal.
It's a very easy serve. For the comeback win. Not yet. Wonderful dig by Bartlett. Oh, a drill by Monks. Pittsburgh in a reverse sweep for the 2nd time in a row against Louisville is going to Tampa to play for the national championship.